I hope you're having the time of your life with Joy News. Welcome to the sports. I'm Gary Al Smith. A memorial service has been held for victims of the May 9 disaster as Ghana commemorates the 21st anniversary of one of Africa's biggest sporting tragedies. Asarabedi Ako was at the Accra Sports Stadium for Joy Sports.
Albert Kwao Apia, Albert Resta, Alex Okran, Anthony Abedu.
127 football fans lost their lives after a crucial Ghana Premier League game involving Hearts of Oak and Asante Kotoko at the Accra Sports Stadium on May 9, 2001. It is regarded as the biggest sports tragedy in the history of Ghana. Speaking during a commemoration ceremony in Accra, Director General of the National Sports Authority, Professor Peter Chumesi, urged football stakeholders to ensure the disaster does not reoccur.
Today is a very sad moment. When it gets to this point, in fact, all of us speak with some shakes in our muscles. And I think you can feel it here. Because every one of them who were mentioned this morning, you realize that comes from a particular community. So it's about Ghana. When this particular day happened, it was a doomsday for the nation. It traveled across the whole continent of Africa, and I think for now it has been even the worst across the globe. And that is why we speak the word never again. Never, ever again. And if you want to say never and never again, and we mean it, then it should reflect also in our actions.
Deputy Sports Minister Evans Opoku-Bobie is unhappy with the recent violent acts at league centres.
Our local football matches have been recording incidents of assault and indiscipline in some of league centres, and quite recently, issues relating to alleged match fixing, which has the tendency to fuel spectator agitations, should be a concern to all and sundry. And we just heard from the board chairman of NSA and our lawyer from GFA touching on the issue that happened in Nsuatre recently. And all of us are just praying that such incident never happen again in our local matches. If this unfortunate trend of events are not addressed as a matter of urgency, it may lead to undesirable situation which may lead to loss of lives.
The GFA says it will deal with fans who misbehave at game centres. Here is General Secretary Prosper Harrisonado.
Indeed, the FA will be stiff. We would punish those few ones who mar the game for us. In every game, the majority of us behave perfectly. There are only a few people who start these troubles, and we have to fish them out and make sure that they don't come to mar the game. On this note, we wish to say that never again.
Rani Pawani was few months pregnant when his husband died in the May 9 disaster. She and his son do not receive enough financial support from government.
And now after this, no one cares about us. And the children, when you pay school fees, what do you expect us to find money to give to the children? As I'm standing here now, I'm not working. Mejuma say, so where do you expect me to get money to give to the boys for school? All these things, they have to invite us. First, we used to have meetings, share ideas and stuff. Now they've stopped everything. When we call the office, they will tell us there is no money.
Meanwhile, the CEO of Asante Kotoko, Nana Amponsa, has called for more support for family members of victims of the tragedy.
May 9th, we keep saying never again. This is an occasion for us to remember the victims families, and to admonish each and everyone that violence at our games is not the way to go, that security is very important, and we need to continuously drum that into the minds of every individual. That sports is an opportunity, or football in particular, an opportunity for us to come together, to enjoy one another despite the rivalry. At the end of the game, we go back home as one family. So 21 years down the line, I also like to call on government, call on corporate Ghana to remember this occasion and remember the victims and their families. I mean, if you go to England, every year they remember the Hillsborough disaster and many other places. We keep saying never again, but what measures are we putting in place to ensure that indeed never again? What measures are we putting in place to ensure that those who suffered do not continue to suffer? It is important that we come together as a country to remember this occasion and to remember the families. I would love to see next year that this is an occasion for the entire country and not just a few people. We need to really put our hearts where it should be. And the victims' families need to feel that the entire country is with them. This is a very important occasion, very important one. It could have been any one of us. I remember then I was in secondary school and I was going to be at the stadium. I was only saved by the fact that one of our teachers decided to have a test that day. I could have been a victim too. It could have happened to any one of us. And the fact that it happened before and we keep saying never again by words is not enough. It should be never again by action.
21 years. But football fans do not seem to have learned lessons from May 9 because only yesterday, players and the technical team members of Tamale City were beaten at Nsoatri. Thankfully, they have been discharged from hospital after they were physically assaulted by fans of Nsoatri-based Bafour Soccer Academy after a Division 1 game, and that was on Sunday. These are the pictures of the players after what was a really brutal beating yesterday. Let me give you a timeline of events leading to yesterday, May 8th, tragic incident at the Chumesi Sports Complex in Nsoatri. So, it started long before the game. Now, the GFA ordered the Brong-Ahafo Regional Football Governing Body to provide as adequate security for Bafour Soccer Academy versus Tamale City after it was hinted that there was a potential to be trouble. However, the Brong-Ahafo FA did not adhere to the directive from the GFA, and only a few policemen were deployed to the venue. So, Tamale City wrote to the GFA to complain about Brong-Ahafo's inaction and subsequently wrote to the Ghana military for personnel. There was no response from the Ghana military, and tensions rose ahead of the tie due to the high stakes. And the stakes were that the winner of the game between Bafour Soccer Academy and Tamale City could open a 3-point gap on top of the Zone 1 Division 1 table. So on the match day, home fans allegedly threatened Tamale City with comments like "Yebe Kumuwaha," which translates to "We will kill you here" during the pre-match. Tamale City players were attacked on the pitch before the game started. Few police officers were available and they were unable to help. 32 minutes in, Bafour Soccer Academy, the home side, scored the opener. And at halftime, Tamale City rested on the fringes of the park instead of in the dressing room because the keys were not given to them. 25 minutes into the second half, Tamale City restored parity from the spots dispatched by a player called Bismarck Kasari, and play paused for some minutes as home fans of Bafour Soccer Academy allegedly deflated the tires of the visitors' bus before the game resumed. The game ended 1-1 at full time to leave Tamale City on top of the zone on goal difference. And that is when, afterwards, home fans allegedly attacked Tamale City, vandalized their bus like you see in the picture, and pelted them with stones for picking a point on their turf. 7 players and 1 official of Tamale City were admitted at the University of Energy and Natural Resources Hospital in Sunyani following the violence. And police in Sunyani have taken a statement from the Tamale City Football Club in addition to shots of the destroyed bus. And as at the time we put this together, the GFA was yet to react, and still that is the case. The GFA is yet to react. Finally, the venue of the CAF Champions League has been decided. Now here's the catch. The Champions League final will be played only 3 weeks from now, and the decision has been given only today. Morocco will host the CAF Champions League final. We'll give you updates of that tomorrow morning on AM and why it is controversial as well. That's the sport for now. I'm Gary Al Smith. Thank you very much for your time. And don't forget, you can get us on social media, Joy Sport on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also via our hashtag. Enjoy the rest of our programming. Stay with Joy News.